Hello, sir.
Hello.
Hello, sir. Good morning.
Morning. Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, sir.
Great. Thank you for joining me. How are you doing today?
Yes, I'm doing great, sir. How about you?
I'm doing all right. Yes, I think we are meeting for the first time, is it?
Yes, sir. We are meeting for the very first time.
All right. Okay. So how long have you been taking sessions here on English Area?
So far, I have taken 5 to 6 sessions, sir.
Hmm. Okay. All right. So how's it going so far?
Yes, it's been going good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm enjoying every session, and in every session I'm learning something new. Yeah.
Hmm. Okay. All right. So I'm really glad to have you over here in my session. And my name is Preetham. I'm from Darjeeling. I've been a trainer for over 3 years now, and currently I'm associated with English Area. So I would love to know something about you as well. First, I would like to know your name, and after that, what do you do and where you're from, and just a little bit about yourself. Do you mind?
Of course, sir. My
Yeah.
name is Jyoti Rani,
Uh-huh.
and speaking to you from Jharkhand. Currently, I'm doing graduation. I'm in last year. Along with that, I am working on my teaching skills.
Hmm.
So yeah, that's all about me.
Okay. All right. What should I call you? Yeah.
Sufi, you can call me Sufi. You can refer
Okay.
me.
Okay. So, all right. So you are also working on your teaching skills.
Yes,
That means that you wanna become a teacher, like in the future,
not
right?
too good. Yes.
Okay. What are you studying? As in,
Well,
what subjects have you taken for your at your university?
graduate.
Yeah, graduation. Yeah,
Well, my major subject is politics. So,
polity.
yes.
Hmm. Okay. Any specific reason why you chose this subject?
Well, sir, I did not have the clarity what to choose, what not to choose in graduation. So I chose randomly. I mean, I thought I might be preparing for government examination in future, so I chose this subject. But now I hardly study. Like I I am working on my communication skills and teaching skills. Yeah,
Hmm.
my interest shifted towards this language. So yeah, now I'm working on it.
So, why do you want to become a teacher?
Why do I want to become teacher?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I love interacting with various individuals there, and even I have worked as an instructor in NGO.
Hmm.
So over there, I really enjoyed the kind of respect and love we get from students is undescribable. So that's why I want to get into this field. Yeah.
Do you think that you make a good teacher?
Sorry, sir. Do you think
That you make a good teacher?
you? I did not get it.
That you make a good teacher? Do you think that you can become a good teacher?
Yeah, I can because what happens in our school is like cramming and all things. They used to compare with other students, which I would not do it in my classes. So yeah, I can be a good teacher, I would say.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I want to ask a couple of questions.
Mhm.
So would you mind if I ask?
Please go ahead. Yeah.
Okay. So
Mhm.
there are so many friends of mine who are
Yeah.
beginners. So they always think that from where should I start? Like I always suggest that first work on basic. But this they say that there are so many things to learn. So from where they can start? Like what's your views on this?
How did you start? How did you start when? How did you start learning English when you were
Yeah,
yourself
sure,
a
sure.
beginner at that time? Yeah.
Yeah. So in my initial stage when I was a beginner, I used to watch videos in Hindi that how to learn English. So yeah, I learned tenses and I learned verb and What else? I learned all of these things in Hindi. But later on, I realized it that if I want to frame the sentences properly, then I need to consume content in English. So I started watching videos in
Mhm.
English
Mm.
instead of Hindi videos.
Yeah.
So that's where like I worked on my basic things.
Hmm.
Like I worked on my grammar.
Hmm.
So I worked in grammar section, and then later on I started listening, watching all the things. I switched to English completely, and I stopped watching videos in Hindi. So
Mm.
yeah, that's how I started.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
earlier I didn't practice it all. And I used to
Mhm.
think that just by consuming content, I would become fluent. Which doesn't happen. It's like an illusion if we think like this, that without practicing, we'll become fluent. So, yeah,
Mhm.
I started approaching people. I started asking them, would you like to practice with me? But here, like, what happens in our place, like, we have no such environments where we can find people and have practice. So, for that, like, we have to take out time and practice by ourselves, because sometimes maybe it would be kind of offensive for other person, that why he or she is asking again and again to have to have practice. Yeah, so I would say, like, we can practice by ourselves. We can take out time, half an hour, and yeah, we can practice.
Yeah.
And now we have like mobile phone, right? So we can record and analyze ourselves, that how do I
Mhm.
sound, how do I pronounce this particular words.
Mhm.
So yeah, I started, and when I started consuming English content, I started with stories. Like, I started watching stories because they frame simple, clear sentence. There's no complex words. So I started watching stories.
Mhm.
And then I switched to, like, later on I switched to podcast and all.
Mm. Very good. There you have it, Sophie. Yeah. So if one wants to
Yeah, thank you, sir.
embark on this journey of learning the language, they have to start with reading and listening to a lot of English. Comprehension becomes of utmost importance, right? So if you're able to understand the language, soon you'll be able to speak as well. So I am a huge proponent of comprehensible input. That means, and it has to be understandable. Okay, like many people suggest that read newspapers, read some books, novels. But for beginners, it would be very difficult for them to understand what's written in the
Yeah,
newspaper.
exactly. Mm.
So if they don't enjoy, they get discouraged, right? And they soon believe that, oh, okay, maybe English is very difficult. They won't be able to master it. So they quit, right? And that leads to a lot of frustration. Rather than that, it's better to go for storybooks, like the way how you started yourself. Like for third grade, fourth grade storybooks, I also started in that manner. And you have to listen to a lot of English that you really enjoy. Contents, for example, I started listening to Beer Biceps a lot because he would talk about a lot of fascinating things. Beer Biceps, you know that, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
your voice is we
Ranveer Alabad. Yeah, he's
love about it. Yes, I know him.
yeah most popular podcaster, right? Podcasters in India. Therefore, yeah, I started listening to his content a lot. Okay, and I would not focus on understanding everything. I would just enjoy the content, right? So after you read, after you listen to a lot of things, try to. It's your input is done now. Okay, you try to express yourself at the same time. So there has to be a little bit of output as well. You either write or you speak, and you can share these things whatever that you have understood with your friends, or you can share it to yourself as well. You can do that by recording a video of yourself or by writing down your thoughts. So if one is in the habit of journaling, then they can benefit from it a lot. Yeah, so there has to be
You
input, there has
mentioned grounding, right, sir?
yeah, journaling, yeah, journaling, yeah,
So
because
they can write down their thoughts and that.
yeah, well, that depends. Okay, because not everyone can journal, or not everyone is into
Yeah,
journaling.
it depends on
So,
individual.
yeah, some people are very talkative. So for them, yeah, it's better to talk instead, right? But for me, it helped me quite a lot because I used to make a lot of mistakes while speaking. Therefore, when I would write down, I would get some time to think. Okay, so even if I would make mistakes, I would realize, okay, this is a mistake, let's not do that. And right after that, I would correct it immediately. Nowadays, we have ChatGPT, things have become so easier, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
So now what I do, how to practice English, because we are lifelong learners. Okay? Even if we study for 20, 30 years, we are still going to learn something new. So this journey never ends. It's not something that you join a platform for 3 months or 1 year and then you become surprisingly fluent. So it doesn't work that way. So it's your own individual journey, but people should take up these kind of class sessions to expedite the journey, to accelerate, to help them elevate, or to fast forward their progress. Right? But the journey continues. The journey never ends. Okay. So nowadays, how I practice English is by watching a content on YouTube or on or any article. Okay, so the thing is that recently, whatever news that is surfacing on the internet, I just uh, like to listen to it first. After that, I would like to read about it. So in that manner, I acquire a good number of vocabulary, right, which I'm not aware of. So
Yeah.
I get those vocabulary because it's in my mind, right? So I'm able to understand and decipher the meanings. So what I do, I write down on ChatGPT, or I maybe write it down somewhere. But I make sure that there is a little bit of output. Consumption is done. I have to make sure that there's some form of output as well. So I write, and after I write down, I ask ChatGPT to correct my language. Right? You have this generative AI tools now, so many of them out there, right? I have to
Yeah.
correct my language, right? So if even if I'm making grammar errors, they just polish that up and they add some good relevant words, isn't it? And I try to just maybe go through that over and over again. Repetition also plays a crucial role over here. I go over and over again. After that, okay, now I've done all parts. Now it's very important to speak. So speaking would be the last part, so that you feel confident about using those words and grammar structures that you have acquired. So you have to speak with people, right? So that would be the
Yeah.
last part. Yeah.
That's incredible. So you talked about consumption and then output something, right? So what happens when we consume a lot of content,
Uh-huh.
but when it comes to like real interaction, we hardly do it, and we think I am putting a lot of effort into it, but why am I not getting the result, right? So
Yeah.
like at the same time, output also should be done.
Yeah, think in this way. You have consumption and then you have production. Okay, you consume and then you produce. You have input, then you have output. Think in that terms. Okay, and there has to be a little bit of deliberate practice as well. Most people give up without even uh, practicing seriously. They think that, oh, I'm reading, I'm listening, I'm speaking, I'm not improving, right? But the feedback that you receive from your trainers, you have to work upon that deliberately. If you are making the same mistakes over and over again with past forms or with present perfect forms, you sit down and you give a deep long thought that, okay, why am I making that mistake? Okay, you write down, try to understand the grammar structure if it's necessary. I don't go by grammar always, but it becomes important at some point. Grammar
Yeah,
becomes
it's important. Like we can't talk about past and present and past, right? So
yeah.
little bit is important. So,
For beginners, I don't want to overwhelm them with a lot of grammatical topics, so I make it very simple and easy. So they should basically enjoy the conversation. But later on, if they want to really become advanced, at that time, yeah, play, grammar is very important, right? So we can't overlook the importance of grammar.
oh,
So
do you have any suggestions for books? Like, would you like to recommend any books, sir? Any book?
I've because I never improved my English by reading a book, but I
Oh,
definitely went by some stories, right? So you don't need grammar books, to be honest, okay? Or uh, many people may have a good collection of books, but I don't have, unfortunately. The thing is that how I read stories is by just, I'll pick up an easy story, and after that I really try to understand, okay, so how is it written, in what form it's written, what kind of grammar have they used, like, because those are not wrong, it's very understandable, right? The authors are quite sophisticated with their language as well, so I try to understand that and try to copy the same. Okay, and it would be wrong for me to recommend books because the books that I enjoy or the content that I enjoy on YouTube may not be enjoyed by everybody, right? So you have to discover your own style, your own way of learning the language. So it's an individualistic journey, right? It depends and it varies from person to person. The way how you learned
Yeah,
is completely different from the way how I learned. The environment plays a crucial role, right?
exactly. Like
Immersive. Yeah.
they would, yeah, they would choose some other genre. Maybe their genre would be different, so we can't the
Yeah.
particular book, right? We can't like tell. Okay,
Yeah, you have to immerse yourself. Okay, so one thing I really enjoyed while learning this language, which I still do, is to watch TV shows. I really like binging on TV shows. Obviously, I
same.
don't.
I really like watching movies and yeah, TV shows.
Ah, okay. So, what kind of
I
content are
have.
you into?
Sorry, sir.
What kind of contents are you into?
What kind of content I enjoy?
Are you into? What kind of genres do you watch? What's your taste in terms of
Um,
music? Sorry, movies.
what sort of movies?
Uh huh.
Movies should be inspirational, funny, cute. Like yeah, funny. I like it, and inspirational. Like most of the time, I watch motivational kinds of videos. And yeah, movies also it should be inspirational and funny. Funny, I also like it funny. And when it comes to books, so I read non-fiction. Like sometimes I like to read autobiographies and sometimes self-help book. Like most of the time, yeah,
Yeah,
self-help. So that's what I really enjoy.
very good. Okay. I'm also very much into self-help books. But the problem with me is that I'm not able to implement whatever that I extract from those books.
It happens with
Struggle
everyone.
with that a lot.
So far I've read so many books, but we are not able to, literally we are not able to implement in our life. Like we read about habits,
Ah,
how can
okay.
we be successful, but the same thing we are not able to apply in our real life.
Okay. Same
It
thing.
happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, it happens. Am I not audible to you properly,
You are.
sir?
You are. You are. I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm.
Well, my last question: how can we articulate our thoughts?
Well, I don't have a proper answer to this question. It's all about practice, right? So, for beginners, I don't think that I'll be able to explain them in a simple way because it takes time for you to clearly articulate your thoughts. Right. I've been in this journey for more than 4 or 5 years, where I was a complete beginner 4 years ago. Like I could understand English. I could understand English. I could write as well. And I thought that I would be able to speak, but until that very moment when I interviewed for a number of companies, I realized that okay, I can't even speak
Mhm.
a single sentence, right? So that I had this realization. After that, I started practicing. Okay, and until now, I struggle because sometimes I think that I'm not a very good articulator, right? So it is not something that you have a simple answer to. Very complex.
It's like endless journey, right? When we are here, we want to reach here, so it's always we want to move forward, and that's how it goes. Like in our life,
That's true.
right? It's like
Yeah.
never ending process. Like we always, every single day, we come across new words and feel like I didn't know about it. I don't know. Like sometimes what happened when I applied for some platform and when I don't know the meaning, I feel that I am going to be a tutor. I don't know the meaning. What should I do? Like I always hold myself back. No, no, I need to work on myself more, and then I'll apply for it. So like I don't know, sir. So should we apply it or not? Like it always holds me back, and sometimes I feel I read about imposter syndrome. Like recently, I read
Ah,
about it. I feel that
okay.
am I
But
going
you're
through
not
it?
good. You feel that, right? You're not good enough. You're not doing justice to your
Ah,
learners.
like
I
I
feel
always
you.
think about it. So it seems to be I am victim of it.
Mhm.
I need to like work on it.
Yeah, it happens to everybody. It used to happen to me as well, and sometimes maybe I'm also I grapple with my own thoughts. Okay, but the thing is that It's all right. You are what you should make sure is that you have to work upon yourself, refining your skills, and making sure that you are the best version of yourself every day. Okay, so you do that, but don't be too heavy on yourself as well, because we cannot expect to learn each and every grammar structure or vocabulary, the phrases, idioms out there. We can't do that because we are humans. We are mere
Exactly.
humans, right? Isn't it? So it's okay even if you don't know the meaning of certain words. It's all right. So I have a lot of students. They use a lot of different bombastic words, which I'm not aware of, right? But I ask them, okay, why are you using these kind of words? And the thing is that they artificially place the words in the sentence, and it doesn't sound. The delivery falls flat, right? Better use simple words. Why don't you? Right? It makes the communication so simple. But when you soar up, as in your, for example, if you want to work upon your business communication skills, at that time it becomes important because there are some technical jargons, some
Yeah,
idiomatic expressions that you have to learn. Yeah, over there we can't compromise. But you and I, Sophie, we are having this casual conversation. Let's just keep it simple. Why not? Isn't it?
exactly. So what
Hmm.
happens, like in my previous session, I had a conversation with a tutor,
Uh-huh.
and she said that we need to work on our vocabulary, and just because of our vocabulary, we are not able to express our thought. But what I feel for making simple sentences and for general conversation, when we are not working in any particular organization, I don't think so. Like vocabulary is required. Like we can frame sentences properly as long as we are not working. As you mentioned about business English, right? So
Uh-huh.
over there, like we use particular words, but in general, I don't think so. We need to use advanced or I don't know advanced
Yeah.
words or vocabulary.
So
Yeah,
vocabulary is important. Is important. Okay, but is important because it helps you to be specific. Okay. So you
yeah,
can convey the meaning with simple words as well, but when you know not advanced but varied vocabulary. Okay, I'm not talking about highly sophisticated words. I'm talking about words which are common but many people don't use, right? But you need to have extensive set of vocabulary that you have, right? That you need to have. That will help you to be specific, and you are able to express yourself in much profound manner, much deeply. You are able to articulate your thoughts, right? So that way. So what you should be doing is to you are uh, painting a picture in the listener's mind. Okay. So with vocabulary, with like proper
yeah.
structure, you're able to
So
just yeah.
yeah, for example, we can work on the common words, like what are the common words which are used. Like for example, right now you use profound, right? If I would not know the meaning of this word, I would not be able to understand the whole sentence, right? So yes, we can learn the common words, but I don't think so, as you
Yeah, the
mentioned, I
thing
don't think
is
so we
that the
can't.
journey it never ends. Like I said, Sophie, the journey never ends. Okay, so now maybe you have a maybe 500 number of words in your list in your active vocabulary. Okay, but you shouldn't stay complacent. Oh, okay, I know this many words. Okay, now I'm good. It doesn't work that way. Vocabulary you keep on learning. You gradually improve. You gradually expand. Okay, all yeah, even 3,000 words are okay enough for somebody to communicate their ideas. It's okay. They can speak English. They are decent. But should they be sitting there comfortably? No. If they want to improve, they have to really read voraciously. They have to expand their knowledge, expand their uh, uh, the words power that they have. Okay, but it's not that we should be complacent. It is important, and understanding grammar is important.
Yeah,
Communicating your ideas in a different way. These everything is important, right? So I can't stress that. Oh, okay, this, but let me put more emphasis on pronunciation. Emphasis on pronunciation is that many people overlook pronunciation. They focus too much on grammar and vocabulary, but pronunciation, hands down, the best possible way to make yourself fluent or to make yourself sound fluent.
pronunciation.
Yes. Now, I've had students or other learners or other speakers as well who are not learning English. They have okay grammar. Okay, they are not always correct. Sometimes they make mistakes. Vocabulary decent, decent. Okay, but the pronunciation is so clear. Okay, and people assume that oh, okay, they are good speakers, right? Because they make out from the way how they speak. They're very comfortable. not struggling with words, not mispronouncing common words. They look polished. Their English level is not high, but they sound polished.
Yeah, they sound right. Exactly. I have noticed as some people, yeah, but their pronunciation is good. We feel that they are not making any mistakes, but somewhere they make mistakes, but we are
Uh,
not able to yeah, see it. It happens.
yeah,
I
so English
have.
is not a problem, right? But at the same time, I have other students who know like deep grammar as well. They have good understanding of grammar, which I'm not aware of. They have a good level of vocabulary as well, like idioms, phrasal verbs, everything. They know how it works, right? The technical aspect pretty sound, but the delivery falls flat because of mother tongue influence and sometimes not aware of common pronunciation. And
Mm.
they still struggle to express themselves. They get stuck. They stumble over their words. They repeat the same words again and again. They make a lot of you knows, like yeah,
Fillers.
that
Yeah,
fillers,
fillers.
uh, like so. Over there, they struggle and they don't sound polished at all. And the problem is delivery. So pronunciation is very, very important, and for that we can obviously work upon by reading a lot and out loud. And
Out loud. Exactly.
yes,
It's very important to read out loud. Yes, it has helped me a lot. I mean, I am working on my pronunciation, so yeah, it is helping me a lot. I am reading every single day out loud. I'm recording it, so
yeah, very good. Yes. So this is, I think,
thank you, sir.
hands down the best way to improve your English pronunciation. Okay.
Yeah.
Any other question?
When it's like session is about to end. I think already time has finished, but you stated right, sir.
Yeah. Normally, when I enjoy the conversation, I go on. To
Thank you so much.
discuss specific.
Then
Right.
I just want to say thank you, sir, because I made it complicated. I always think that I'm not good enough, but I feel that it's okay to be simple and keep it clear. There's no need to work on sophisticated words, right? Now I can enjoy any platform
Ah,
here.
just relax.
Yeah.
Yes. Relax yourself, and you keep on learning. I'm not asking you to
Yeah,
be complacent
I
with
can
your English.
tell. Yeah.
You, you keep on learning. You keep on reading. Keep on acquiring uh, different
Thanks.
words. Yeah, different sentences. It's okay, all right. So some and English is not our first language. It's okay even if you make mistakes. Probably I made a lot of mistake in today's session as well, grammatically, vocabulary. It's okay, right?
It's
As long as
inevitable, isn't it, sir? It's like inevitable. Everyone makes minor mistake, right?
yeah.
Tutor also, right? It's completely fine, right?
So yeah, so that's the idea, right? Don't just be too hard on yourself. It's a journey. Enjoy it, and soon you will achieve that edit level of fluency in what you are targeting, right? Okay.
Thank you.
So all
Thank
right,
you,
so
sir, for boosting
yeah,
me up.
yeah, yeah, same here. It's really nice meeting you, and I wish you all the best for your YouTube channel, and hopefully I'll see you again. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Yeah.
Bye. Have a
Bye
good day,
bye.
Sophie. Sure.
You too, sir.